Hello. Hope you're having a nice Sunday and that you had a good weekend. Welcome to Knitting with Allison. um, yeah, we had it was a pretty balanced weekend actually. We had um, we met some friends from Haarlem. We met them in Utrecht and went to the Railway Museum with our kids, and that was really fun. And now took the day to try to relax a bit because, well, yeah, it was a balanced weekend, but also there was a lot of processing and a lot of, um, yeah, new insights, a lot of emotions and feelings that came up that I was actually a bit surprised about, but um, yeah, it was really interesting. Well, I can tell a little bit about it, but um, well, first I can tell you what I'm knitting. I'm knitting this cardigan, and it's for a friend in the US, and her name is Sheridan. And yeah, it's for her little girl. So we have this nice cardigan for her, and also some bonnets that we're sending to her. So that's it's fun to be making things also for people back in America. Yeah. So and this is it's an order that well, we have through my company, and that's called Amma Knitwear. Um, and I started it uh, how long ago? Well, I started knitting a little over 2 years ago, and actually pretty soon after I started knitting, I made an Instagram account, and the name Amma Knitwear came to me, and it also has a variety of different meanings. And um, my mother-in-law and I were knitting together, and it was on the Instagram page where I really spotlighted a lot of her clothing and the things she was making for our children, for um, me and Luke's children, as well as the things that I was learning how to make, so scarves and beanies and stuff. And yeah, Amma was the name that came to me for this business because, well, an easy one. It was me and Marlene knitting at the beginning, just us two, and well, AM is for Allison Meekins and MA for Marlene. So that's a very practical description of the name, but also there's quite some deeper meaning behind it. So Amma is also, it means mother in many Indian languages, and I think maybe other languages around the world as well. Like, I think it's kind of it's a original name for mother. And yeah, there's also a lady, and her name is Amma. Yeah, she's a spiritual leader, and she goes around the world giving people hugs. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Lots of hugs on end. And it's so beautiful. That's her way of spreading love to the world. She doesn't talk, she just hugs people. And well, yeah, when we are knitting, we are making garments that hug people. And we put lots of love and attention into everything that we make. And so the idea is, well, that we are bringing hand-stitched hugs to people through our knitwear. But, well, let's see, which order do I tell things? Well, my mom passed away when I was 21, and another like connection to Amma that we have is that at her celebration of life, she was a face painter, and maybe it's good to start there because no, I'm going to first tell this. Sorry, I'm getting used to my storytelling skills here. um, she, for her livelihood, she owned a face painting business, and at her celebration of life, there was one of her clients, and he, I think, was maybe 9 years old or something. And he had recently been hugged by Amma, this spiritual leader I just talked about. And he saw my mom's picture on there, and he pointed to her, to my mom, and said, Amma, Amma, Amma. So that was also something that's really special to me, and that I found really beautiful. And the meaning I associated with it is, well, maybe in his experience, he felt the same love from my mom as the love he felt from Amma, that he got a hug from. So in that way, also, we named the business a bit from that. Yeah, so that's a little bit about Amma Knitwear and the company name. And yeah, I think it's nice maybe to talk a little bit more about my mom and who she was and what she did and how she's revisited me this weekend again, I guess we could say. Yeah, so hang on, I have to finish this. I have to focus for 1 second because sometimes I'm just knitting and then I lose track of where I'm at. So 1 moment. No, I have to count my stitches very quick. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel free to get a coffee or a tea or whatever you want. Or just knit on. But I've got to count my stitches real quick. Then I'll resume my story. 67. There we go. Perfect. All right, let me read the pattern, then I can just get it going. Pannensteek, afrecht, afhalen. So I read both English and Dutch patterns, but this is a Dutch one, so I have to be a little bit more sharp with what I'm doing. Een kantsteek, afrecht, afhalen. That's that way. Een recht. So that means I have to put the thread behind. Knit one. Een afrecht. Put the thread behind. Waffelsteek. Begin with één afrecht afhalen. Oh yeah, okay. Got it, check, here we go. Now we're rolling. That's how it goes. Okay, so we were talking about my beautiful mother. So her name was Luann. And she yeah, we can talk about, there's so much to say, but let's talk about her face painting business. So my mom and I moved to California when I was 17. And well, when we were deciding to move to California, we were thinking, well, what on earth are we going to do? when we moved there, especially her, because she had such a diverse background work-wise. She was a flight attendant. She worked in women and juvenile prisons. She was a Mary Kay director. She was a marketing consultant. Probably some other things I'm missing. But when we were moving to California, we had a new chance to decide what we were going to do and what she was going to do for her living. She had always face painted. She face painted at my birthdays. When other people needed her around, she would face paint as well. So we decided, okay, well, let's start a face painting business together. And that was a really fun adventure for me being 17 and, my mom being a single mom. Moving to California and starting a face painting business. That's what we were going to do and what we ultimately did do. So we moved there and we started the name. The name was Lulu and Friends. I was Lillie. She was Lulu. And we started finding places where we could face paint. And she found a theme park in Sacramento where she would face paint on a regular basis, and it was called Funderland. And she would have people coming there, especially just to see her, to get face painted by Lulu. Nice tea. Really quick, let's see. So they would come to get face painted by Lulu, and my mom would do this business because it was her way of spreading love to the world. She found face painting as a tool to show people their specialness, their uniqueness, and give people a moment to sit and have someone hold space for them. She would hold space for people and let them be whoever they were in that moment and just be themselves. And she loved them and accepted them for who they were in that exact moment whenever they were sitting in her chair getting their face painted by her. And it was so, as an adult looking back on it, I just continue to gain more and more respect and enjoyment from reminiscing on that memory. It's just remarkable how many people she touched. And I always like to tell this story to people because I feel like it really encapsulates her personality and her approach of doing it. So she would, and I tell the process of how she worked. So she would have someone sit in her chair anywhere between a newborn baby to 85 years old. She would have people of all ages coming and sitting in her chair. So they would come, they would sit down, and she would have them pick out their design. She would ask, what do you want to be today? And they would pick it out. Okay, great. Ask maybe some color specifications, and any other details. And so then she would get painting. Echt afhalen. Draad naar je toe. Afrecht afhalen. Recht. And then begin. Okay. So she would have people coming, sit in the chair, they'd pick their design, they'd do the specifications, and she would start painting. And it'd be so funny, the things that would happen when they'd be in the chair. It would be like a very hyperactive kid who's so excited and fueled with energy, and immediately they would be still. And not just for a few seconds, but for minutes, while she would paint them. It was miraculous. And then sometimes there would be kids who start telling about their life experiences. Oh, my mom and dad are getting divorced, or my dog just died and I'm really sad about it, or yeah, anything. You would have, I even saw one time a more elderly lady sitting in the chair, and she just began to cry. I don't know what it was that she did, but she touched people. And when she was done painting their face or their hand or whatever, then she would grab her glitter and she would sprinkle that glitter vigorously on top of the painting. And she would say her mantra of, "Here is the glitter to remind you how special you are." And that statement will be with me for my entire life, and I will pass that to my kids too. Funny enough, I recently got a gift from a family friend, and it's glitter eyeliner. You can see it, look. And I recently realized that my mom was always saying that, and recently I had been wearing this glitter eyeliner more since I've been feeling her more. So it's just really kind of funny how the glitter is a theme here. But, well, so she would help people to see how special they are through the glitter. They would pick a sticker, they'd put it on their hand, some more glitter there so they could see it. And then she would do the countdown. Sometimes from 10, sometimes from 5. But she would get everybody doing the countdown. Everybody who was waiting in line to get their face painted needed to participate in the countdown. 10, 9, 8. And they would go. And then all the way down to 3, 2, 1. And she'd flip up that mirror. And people would see themselves in a new way. I tell you, people saw themselves in a new way, and it was incredible. The work she did was incredible. And this is my mom. This is how I knew my mom, and what a blessing, what a gift. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but yeah. So grateful. And I learned so much from her about the important things in life and about love and presence, attention, giving, space, love. And, well, I've been missing her a lot recently. You see, I told you a bit about this business that I started at Amma Knitwear with my mother-in-law. And it's growing. And my world is opening up to new realities. And I'm feeling very excited. I'm very scared. And I'm feeling a lot of emotions about it. And this weekend, I realized how much I feel my mom right now in this process. Gosh. Okay, 1 second. Eén recht. Draad naar je toe. Afrecht afhalen. Eén recht. Check. Okay, what's pen 3? Just gotta check that. Afrecht afhalen, één recht, één afrecht. Eén recht. Eén averecht. En dan draait van je af, waffelpatronen, alles teken recht. Okay, till the last three, and then it's afrecht, recht, afrecht. Okay, clear. Yeah. So I'm feeling a lot of emotions. Lots is happening and changing, and I realize how much her spirit and her legacy is embedded in these next steps that I'm taking in life. I have two kids who are one is almost 2 and one is 4 months old. That's one part of it, well, being a mother. So I'm experiencing motherhood without my mother, and that's already a unique experience. We can go into that later, a different episode. But for now, like with this business, with her and I, how we started this face painting business, and now that me and Marlene had started this knitting business, and now where it's taking off towards, I just feel my mom so much. And I feel like this is my way of bringing her legacy and her spirit forward. And that feels really, really cool. Feels very complete. It feels very full, and I get so much motivation to go forward with this and to bring love, attention, connection through this business I'm creating, just similar to how she did through her face painting business. And yeah, it's a lot. It's overwhelming, and it's fun. It's really fun. But that's been a bit about what's been going on this weekend, about realizing all of this and kind of all the pieces coming together, and having like a understanding of what's happening. I felt a lot of movement and a lot of things in my heart, and I didn't really know how to place it, but now I feel like I'm getting more clarity with my emotional side of what's happening at this time. Yeah, so it's been an interesting weekend. A lot of crying with my family, a lot of hugs with my family. I feel so wow. That's a whole other part I feel grateful for, with my husband and my two kids. How emotionally accessible they are, and how in tune we are with each other. That's something I'm very, very proud of. Yeah, so it was a very interesting weekend, and I feel really excited. And yeah, that's actually where this idea of doing knitting with Allison came from. Is, yeah, my mom left a legacy with me, and I want to carry forth the wisdom and the love and all that she taught me through to the world in my own way. And well, this is me exploring how to do that. So that's about all I'm going to talk about for today. Well, I do knit a little bit slower than usual when I'm doing this, but it's not about how fast we go or how much we can do. It's about being in the moment and in the process, and that's the beauty of it. Thanks for being with me today, whatever time it is that you're watching this, and I wish you love. Okay, until next time. Bye bye.